sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.
Hey everyone, ready to go deep on the Commanders' playoff run.
Let's do it.
Awesome. So we dug into some sports articles to get the scoop for you.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, their first playoff win since 2006.
Wow.
I mean, that's almost 2 decades.
Yeah, it really is remarkable. Think about it. Some rookies on the field today weren't even born the last time they won a playoff game.
Crazy, right?
It is.
So that wild card game against the Buccaneers,
Oh, man.
I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
It was a nail-biter, that's for sure.
What stood out to you the most?
Well, obviously it all came down to Gonzalez's field goal.
Yeah.
But the sound it made?
Oh, the doink.
Yeah, that doink off the upright.
I know.
That moment of suspense, like, is it going in? Is it not?
Oh, man. I can only imagine the pressure.
And did you see Coach Quinn?
Oh, yeah. On the sidelines.
Yeah. He compared it to watching a slow-motion Bounty commercial spill.
Oh, that's funny.
You know, that agonizing wait as the paper towel absorbs the liquid?
Yeah, I totally get it.
Perfect analogy for the tension in those final seconds.
Definitely. So beyond that last play, Quinn's first year as head coach. Pretty impressive, huh?
Remarkable turnaround, yeah.
Give us the numbers. What makes this season so special?
Okay, so 12-5 record, second place in the NFC East, and to top it off, a 6-game winning streak to end the season.
Wow, they were on fire.
For real. And you want to know the last time the Commanders won 12 or more games?
Hit me.
1991.
1991. Jesus.
Yeah,
Before
a lot of things.
So it's not all about the coach, right?
Right.
You got to have the players.
Exactly.
And it seems like they might have found their franchise quarterback.
Potentially.
Jaden Daniels.
The rookie. Yeah, he's showing real promise.
What is it about him? What makes him stand out?
Well, for a rookie, his poise is incredible.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't get rattled under pressure.
Yeah.
And his decision-making is really sharp.
Smart player.
Definitely. And he's got that mobility, too, which adds another dimension to their offense.
Oh, you mean he can run?
He can run, extends plays, creates opportunities, a true dual threat.
Right. So they've got a potentially great quarterback. They've got a great coach. But let's not forget, they're facing a tough challenge in the divisional round.
That they are.
The top-seeded Detroit Lions.
Gonna be a good one.
Before we get into what makes the Lions so formidable, let's take a step back.
Okay.
How does this Commanders team compare to past teams?
Interesting question.
Especially those that, fell short in the playoffs. What makes this team different?
Well, I think, in the past, maybe they relied too much on individual talent.
I see.
But this year, it's different. They're really playing as a team.
That's what it seems like.
It's Coach Quinn's philosophy, I think.
Yeah.
Teamwork, discipline, you can just see it in the way they play.
They never give up, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're always fighting for each other.
Yeah. All right, but let's shift our focus back to the Lions.
Okay.
They've been dominant all season. What are some of their biggest strengths?
Well, got to start with the quarterback.
Of course, yeah.
He's a veteran leader, knows how to read a defense, make the throws.
Right.
But it's not just him. They have a really strong receiving core, and their running game is a force to be reckoned with.
So they can attack in a lot of different ways.
Yeah. Very balanced.
And we talked about their defense earlier.
Right.
What makes it so effective?
That defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. A nightmare for quarterbacks. Aggressive, relentless.
Causing all sorts of problems.
Yeah, they force you into making mistakes. And then their secondary, they capitalize on those mistakes. Lots of interceptions.
So it sounds like the Commanders' offense will have their work cut out for them.
Definitely a tough challenge.
But hey, defense wins championships, right?
That's what they say.
Can the Commanders' D step up and make those key stops?
Well, they've shown they can make big plays.
Yeah.
Especially their linebackers. But to contain this Lions offense, they'll need to be at their very best.
It's going to be interesting to see how they match up.
For sure. A real battle of wills.
All right, so we've got X's and O's, we've got stats. But, there's always that intangible element in the playoffs, right?
Wildly.
The belief, the momentum.
Yeah.
The Commanders, they've already defied expectations.
They have.
Do you think their Cinderella story can continue against a team like the Lions?
That's what's so great about the playoffs. You never know what's going to happen.
Anything is possible.
Right. And the Commanders, they've got this momentum, this belief.
Yeah.
That can be powerful.
Oh, yeah. And don't forget the home field advantage.
That's right. The fans are going to be a factor, too.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what the atmosphere is like. So we got a question from a listener earlier.
Okay.
about that game-winning field goal against the Bucks.
The Doink.
Yeah, the Doink.
Mm.
They want to know, is there any, symbolic meaning to that?
Interesting question.
Or is it just, one of those random things that happen in sports?
Well, some people might say it's a sign, right? Destiny, luck.
Sure, yeah.
But I think it's more about the mental aspect. Overcoming that moment of uncertainty. Staying focused.
It's a good point. It's not just about the physical skills. Yeah. It's also about mental toughness.
Exactly.
And speaking of overcoming adversity, the Commanders had their fair share of challenges early in the season.
They did.
But they turned things around.
Big time.
What were some of those turning points?
Well, that Week 5 win against the Eagles was huge.
Oh, yeah, they're rivals.
Exactly. They had been struggling against them, and that win just kind of sparked something in the team, gave them belief.
Confidence booster for sure.
And then there was that mid-season trade, remember?
Oh, for the veteran wide receiver.
Yeah, he brought a lot of experience and leadership to that young receiving corps.
Made a big difference in their offense, huh?
He did. Gave Daniels another reliable target, opened things up for everyone.
So they got some big wins, made some smart moves, and then you've got the emergence of young talent like Daniels.
Right.
And now, here they are, a chance to upset the top-seeded Lions.
It's a classic David versus Goliath story.
Everyone loves an underdog. But let's be real. What are their actual chances? Can they really pull this off?
Well, it's going to be tough, no doubt.
Yeah.
The Lions are a very good team.
Yeah.
A lot of experience. But the Commanders, they've defied the odds before. And they do have some things working in their favor.
Like what?
Their defense, for example, they've shown they can make big plays when it matters most.
Right, right.
And offensively, I think they might be able to exploit some weaknesses in the Lions secondary.
So there's hope.
There's always hope. The Lions are the favorites. But the Commanders have the talent, the momentum, the home crowd. They could make this a very close game.
It's going to come down to who executes better, right?
Exactly. Minimize mistakes, capitalize on opportunities, and maybe get a little lucky.
All right, so we know this is going to be a good one, but let's zoom out for a second. What does the Commanders' success this season say about the NFL in general?
That's a good question. I mean, you've got the Commanders, you've got some other unexpected contenders making noise this year.
Parity, maybe?
Could be. I think the gap between the top teams and the rest of the league might be shrinking.
Interesting. Why do you think that is?
Well, a lot of factors, I think.
Yeah.
Better player development, new offensive and defensive schemes, and the salary cap, it makes it harder for teams to stay on top for too long.
This is a more level playing field.
In a way, yeah. And that's good for the league. Makes things more exciting.
More unpredictable, for sure.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's bring it back to the Commanders and this big game against the Lions. As we head into this divisional round showdown, what's the one key takeaway you want our listener to keep in mind?
I think the biggest thing is, they've shown that a strong team culture can really take you far.
Yeah.
They might not have the biggest names, but when they play together, they can compete with anyone.
It really does seem like they've got that belief in themselves and each other and their system.
Exactly.
And you know what? It makes me think back to Quinn's analogy.
Oh, yeah.
About the Bounty commercial. It wasn't just about the suspense.
Right.
It was about how that paper towel soaked everything up.
Right.
Kind of like how the teams come together to face those challenges.
Yeah.
I like that. So, listener, as we head into this game against the Lions, keep that in mind. Watch how the Commanders play together, how they handle the tough moments, and how they use their strengths.
Yeah, and how they match up against the Lions' weaknesses.
It's going to be fascinating.
Oh, yeah, a real chess match.
Two different styles, two great teams.
And don't forget the historical context.
Oh, right.
If they win this, they go to the conference championship.
Wow.
First time in over 30 years.
That's huge.
Stakes are high.
Yeah, they are. But, they've already proven they can handle the pressure.
Yeah, they have.
They're playing with so much confidence right now.
Definitely a fun team to watch.
This is going to be a game you don't want to miss.
And hey, maybe we'll get another great commercial reference from Coach Quinn afterward.
We can only hope. All right, listener, we've gone deep on the Commanders' playoff run, that amazing doink against the Buckers, and now the showdown with the Lions. We've talked about their strength, their weaknesses, and what this all means historically. So now it's time to relax, enjoy the game, and see if the Commanders can keep this incredible run going and keep those questions coming. We'll be back next time for another deep dive.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made up. Strut down the hall, won't stop till I get enough.